Pisces, this is your weekly oracle and tarot card reading from Born Without Boundaries. There's always an extended. That link is below. And yes, this is for wherever Pisces energy influences your life, including if you're dealing with a Pisces. We talk a lot of shit when we don't feel secure. And somehow we think it's going to make us seem bigger, badder, tougher. That's the energy of using our words to defend ourselves, or being extremely defensive with our words, but not necessarily actually defending ourselves. Like, what does that mean? Not actually, not that anything actually happened, except something that we're scared of, something that we didn't want to be hurt by, especially when it comes to love and romance and things like that. Though this is not your romance reading, that is in the extended. But Pisces, this is almost not wanting it to be true because it's too good to be true, and too good to be true is too much to handle emotionally. Or really being like slightly intentionally, almost kind of conscious of it, but mostly subconsciously doing it. There's that sense of being extra, being too much, or saying too much. It's specifically with words because there's a lot of Gemini energy and Virgo energy on the table. So there's a sense of showing what you've got or what you think you need. Showing it too much, saying too much, being too big, being extra, being extra defensive, being extra passionate, being extra. Because you want, it's like you want to impress somebody, but simultaneously push them away. Because you absolutely do want to impress somebody, but you absolutely don't think that you're going to. And there is that sense of maybe this has never worked out before. This has never... But wanting it to work out so badly. Oh my God, I get it. I know what you're feeling. It's almost like, am I good enough? Just me, this thing that's plain. See, you look at yourself in the mirror every single day, and so it bores you. Or like an artist, and you'll understand this a great deal, is like your piece of work is never good enough. There's always something that you're finding to pick apart about it. Like you can never stop working on the painting. You can never stop working on the composition. You can never stop, because every time you see a little imperfection. And that's what you become to yourself. You become this work of art that is always under construction, that you never fully realize how fucking beautiful you are. And so you don't understand just how stunning you are, or how much you make somebody shake. Because to you, there is that feeling of, I'll never be good enough. Because all you see, if you've ever read Nathaniel Hawthorne's The Birthmark, yes. Read it. It's a short story, maybe 30 pages. It's worth your time, especially with this energy. A sense of doing everything in your power to get rid of that last ounce of imperfection that only you're perceiving, and inadvertently destroying yourself in the process. You don't get just how hypnotic you are right now, how much you appeal. You don't get it. You still think you have to try too hard and do too much, because there's no way that I'm enough. There's no way that this could be real. Not for me. But it's about you. It's about how you feel about you, because in terms of this situation or this person, you absolutely want it to be real. You absolutely want it to be true. I think that that's the issue, is that you just don't think that you're good enough for them or this circumstance. And there's a part of you, it's really interesting energy, and I think a lot of water signs go through this, the sense of knowing and feeling the absolute best, but then at the same time, and only water signs get this, because I feel like we're the ones that we just feel everything all at once all the time anyway. And if you even try to explain how much you feel all the time, people would think that you were nuts, or they wouldn't believe you, or they wouldn't even comprehend. So it's like, you know you're valuable, you know your worth, you strut your stuff, you're feeling really good about yourself, but then it's like, as soon as you think of this person or this situation or this circumstance or this opportunity, you're like, there's no way. And you feel simultaneously not good enough. You feel so imperfect. And it's so ironic, because you fall in love with people's imperfections all the time. That's all, you just love them. You just glom onto the imperfections that you can wash and clean in your emotional waters. And you just don't ever apply that to you. For you, it's always got to be just, I've got to be tidy. I've got to be this perfect picture. And honestly, it always ends up making you a mess. I don't think you're intentionally self-destructing, because sometimes you do. But I don't think you're intentionally self-destructing. I think you're intentionally impressing, trying to show, trying to demonstrate. But it's not only is it not necessary, it's going to sabotage you. It's like, I don't want to tell you to meditate, but you need to meditate. All the hokey things, like go out into nature, ground yourself, like put yourself near the earth. I don't know that that's going to, I think it always helps. But this goes a lot deeper. To the very core and essence of the way that you see yourself versus the way that you see other people. And I wish you could just see yourself the way other people see you. And so I am going to give you the advice that a very good friend gave to me. And that is simply this. Don't talk about my friend that way. If you were saying all the things, criticizing somebody, or if somebody was criticizing your friend the way that you are now criticizing yourself, what would you say to that person? You know you'd stick up for your friend. You'd rip somebody a new asshole. The problem is you don't treat yourself like your friend. You don't stick up for yourself. In some situations you do. You stick up for your work. You stick up for what you do. But when it comes to you, it's like the only part of you that can be good enough is the work that you do. It can never just be you. You never realize that that work is beautiful because it comes from an imperfect place, an imperfect you. And what you really need to see, 10-10, you're dealing with a divine counterpart. Maybe Gemini. Because there is this sense of criticism or being tempted to say what you think they want to hear. Say all the things that you think will impress them. And there may be even a temptation for you to adopt somebody's thoughts or beliefs, incorporate them into your own, or, and this is what I think is going on for most of you, do the exact opposite. Just to argue, just to think that makes you seem like you have your own mind. To be contrary, to be critical. But all that really does is make you seem contrary and critical. Is it really, really, really what you are and what you believe? Or is it just you want to show how powerful and how independent-minded you are? You know, independent-minded people can agree sometimes. There's just such a need to demonstrate and show this independent spirit and this independent mind that you've lost this concept of, well, who are you really? Going too harsh, being too critical. I mean, going full on and full throttle. Probably towards yourself, just not being gentle, not being kind, because you're being so defensive, or you're drawing walls that are so thick and so high, and you're doing it, you're being like not gentle. You're being not kind because you think that that's going to be impressive, but essentially you're going too hard on somebody. That's what these cards mean. You're being too hard on somebody, either somebody outside of you or yourself. Definitely yourself. And it's coming across as being really, really aggressive towards somebody else. And that's going to make their scales grow thicker, make them retreat, make them, kind of pull that low vibrational Cancerian type of energy, that energy of just being defensive, just being guarded, because the atmosphere outside is so unkind, it's so nitpicky, it's so judgmental. Even if you are critical like this with other people or with other subjects, it's still giving them the impression, oh shit, I don't really know what the hell they think of me then. There's a sense of the way that you're talking, breaking down your relationship with somebody instead of building it up. And that's not your intention. It's not, like I said, it's not even like you're trying to self-sabotage. You are literally just trying too hard to impress, going too strong. You could be dealing with a Cancerian. You might have laid it in really thick or really heavy to a Cancerian recently, like gone really harsh. Now all you're going to get is they're going to shut down. They're going to block you. When you become too critical, there's a sense of or this could be your energy too, feeling somebody's been too critical with you. But it's just like this energy of just shutting down completely. And it becoming a great burden and not feeling, in other words, somebody doesn't feel safe. Either it's you or them, but this is the energy of somebody just not feeling safe because what's coming at them from outside is just constant attack or feeling constantly attacked. And now you're stuck. You're not moving forward. In fact, things have unraveled. This is Gemini energy, but it's in reverse, which means it's becoming defensive. It's shutting down. It's ripping things apart. There's a sense of the two halves not communicating or connecting. And that, especially if you're dealing with a Gemini, is a bad position to be in, because when Gemini starts to lose sight of its opposite twin, that's when evil twin comes out and gets really aggressive, and it's all defensiveness. This is a sense of feeling like you have to protect who you really are because it's under attack. Feeling hyper criticized because there's a sense of I like who I am. I know who I am. But there's this other side. There's this like darker side or darker edge that you actually have not accepted. There is a sense of, it's like, see, this card says know your worth. So it's like knowing your worth being dependent upon showing your worth, or the worth that you demonstrated. And it's not that. It's not that. This is a really interesting lineup of cards. Open to infinite possibility. This is Aquarius energy, like really shining. Like all your wishes and all your dreams coming true. Like happiness is really awaiting for you. Just jump in, just dive in, just trust. But there's a lack of trust. There's a sense of, no, it has to be harder than this. No, I don't trust the situation. I want to just dive in, but I'm also going to be really bristly because I'm new here. This is a sense of, this is a situation that you're in. 1616 is right there. Once again, divine counterparts. There is that sense of too good to be true. So how can I believe this? How can I even feel comfortable in this situation? But it's what you've always wanted. This could be also the person that you're dealing with, just really wanting to jump in and just trust and relax and go with the flow. It's almost like you're dealing with an energy that knows it's found what it wants, that is very secure and certain about where it is right now. But then there's this energy of defensiveness on the other side. Or you jumped in before you were certain, and now your uncertainty, you're getting defensive. It's like you're being blocked by this fear of being new here, of not ever having experienced this before. Time to let go. This is Scorpionic energy. Relinquishing and releasing all those things that are tearing up your heart and hurting them. And it could very well be you're spewing that shit too much. It's just going all over the place. But there's also a sense of something is really, really nagging, and it's been nagging at you for a while. And this diarrhea of the mouth is not actually helping you. It's actually making it circulate and keeping it around you. Letting it go is just let it go. To a point where it doesn't have to be discussed anymore. And that's what this energy is calling you to do. Those things that are those darker parts, you don't have to describe them. You don't have to take photos of them. You don't have to sculpt them. You just have to let them go. Not hide them. It's almost like forgive them. This is a sense of forgive. There could very well be a grudge that somebody or that you are holding right now, and there's a sense of it's what is it doing? All it's doing is making you angrier and angrier. It's not helping. And maybe you feel like if you talk about it, or maybe if you talked about it, you haven't gotten a chance to talk about it yet. And if you talked about it, you could get it off your chest. But there's also a sense of constantly going in circular conversations and it not being about getting off your chest. It's constantly just about talking about it some more to stay in this situation, because what you're really scared of is moving on. What's the next step? So we have be here now. Be present right now. This is a Libran energy. See the beauty in the moment. This is hummingbird. Hummingbirds remind us to be in the present moment and see the beauty even in small things. See what's right in front of us and the beauty that's right there for us in front of our faces. More Aquarius energy. A new start. So you are beginning something new. Maybe even blazing your own path. Take the lead. So you're being guided here. This is a whole new path for you. You've never been in this circumstance before. This is, it's your destiny. You're supposed to be on this road. But you have to like trust that good things are going to happen. And that's the real issue here. But this is really beautiful potential. It's this new life. It's this new possibility, this new potential. I think the issue is you feel a really big burden right now. You don't know which way to go. You know that you're the leader here. You know that you're out front and you don't really want to be. You'd rather follow. You'd rather just go along with somebody else. Because this whole leadership thing, it's scary as fuck. Being admired, being watched, being the one that makes a decision is very intimidating. And it is. I mean, some people do it like it's easy, because it is. They don't think about it. And you're thinking about it a lot. I just don't, this, you know you're in this new, you're just in such a new ground right now. Which way do you go? I think it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's not about the direction, it's about the action. It's about the decisions that you make, one step at a time. Let's get some angel and spirit messages here. It's very important right now. What? All of that came out. Okay. All right. They got a lot to say. A lot to say. Archangel Sandalphon, I have heard your call for help. Your prayer will soon be answered. Okay. So I had this feeling that even if you didn't actually ask, your stress is an alarm for somebody to come in and help you. Integrity is what's staring at me next. Be flexible, but also true to you. Stand by your beliefs and values, and others will stand by and believe in you. Okay. And that's the issue, isn't it? This sense of you want integrity. You want to be seen as somebody with integrity. You don't have to try to have integrity. You have to not try. You have to get that try out of the way. Because try is implying some new action. Forget about that new action. Be flexible, but also true to you. That's the struggle. Inspiration. A new idea comes to you like a gentle whisper inside your heart. Listen and take action. This is inspiration from high above. If you want to talk to somebody, talk to them. If you need to have a conversation, have a conversation. But simultaneously, there is a sense of, it's almost like you're realizing, oh shit, I did something wrong. Now what do I do about it? Faith. Do not lose faith. The storm clouds will soon clear and the sun will shine once more. If you haven't heard from this person in a while, you will. Love. The heart of love is the heart of creation. All is possible through love. All is worthwhile for love. May all you think and feel reflect love's eternal truth. It's like you already have it all. And now you just have you have to have the courage to accept that, to know that. Healing angel is here too, present here. At this very moment, you are being bathed in gold, pink, and deep green light. Accept this healing. We, your angels, surround you with wings of love. You are eternally free, eternally fresh, and eternally abundant. You are good enough. No need to try that hard. In other words, I just feel like integrity isn't something that you put on, and it isn't something that you demonstrate. It's just something that you do. And if you have to put your works of art or your creation first to keep yourself focused, then go ahead. To make yourself not feel so alone, then go ahead. But ultimately, humility, faith, and love. Let's go into tarot. I think this is the perfect time. The link is below, guys. I'll see you over there.